everyone, and welcome back to Martin Luther Moments. Today we see Martin take a trip to Rome, which would change his thinking on the church forever. On November 1st, 1510, Martin Luther was sent on a trip to Rome with an unnamed companion to represent his Augustinian monastery in a dispute. Luther was given 10 gold florins to take care of his needs, and as the two traveled by foot, they were provided food and lodging in some of the monasteries along the way. But during these visits, Luther was troubled by the luxurious living, loose morals, and general lack of interest in spiritual things among the monks that they met. Nevertheless, Luther still had high expectations for the city of Rome itself. After a long and difficult journey, they finally arrived, and initially Martin was in awe of the grand city's splendor, supposedly crying out, "Be greeted, thou holy Rome!" During his time there, Luther learned a little Hebrew from a Jewish rabbi and took some Greek lessons from a refugee from Constantinople. He visited the most prominent shrines and sought to participate in the most sacred rites. He attempted to say Mass at a private side altar in one of the chapels, but was brushed through by another impatient priest. He also hoped to make a full confession, but could not find a competent confessor suitable for the task. Unfortunately, he was slowly becoming disillusioned with the religious leaders of Rome. Within the city was a large staircase at St. John Lateran, which was said to come from the house of Pilate. Those who climbed it on their hands and knees were promised an indulgence from 1,000 years of penance. Luther believed this superstition and decided to try the ascent. He fearfully climbed the stairs, saying the Lord's Prayer on every step, in order to free his own grandfather from purgatory. However, as he slowly walked away, he felt no peace, and his mind was clouded with agonizing doubts about the tiresome practice. He soon grew distressed at the state of religious life that he witnessed, and the more Luther saw of the city, the more his respect and reverence for Rome turned to confusion and loathing. Her priests were openly corrupt, scoffing at the services they performed, and the papal leaders were men living sinful and shameless lives. The city, which he had greeted as holy just 1 month ago, was no longer so in his eyes. Ultimately, the result of the monks' mission was a failure, as their case in dispute was never heard. But more importantly, Luther left disappointed with the state of the church as he saw it in Rome, and began to lose faith in its institutions. By his own account, he had entered the holy city of Rome as a devout follower of the papacy, but returned home saying, "If there is a hell, Rome is built over it." Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have left for today, but please check in again next week to see what happens. In the meantime, remember your baptism and go in peace.